2026 of the Radnor Historical and Architectural Review Board. First on the agenda is a call to order. Did that. Second is a Pledge of Allegiance, so join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Next on the agenda, we have some new business. We have to do the appointment of the chair and vice chair. For this, do we ask for a motion for each? Okay. Do I have a motion of I guess, recommendation for chair?
I motion Constantine. You're doing such a great job.
I think that's a good idea. I'll second that.
Great. All those in favor? Aye. Sweet. Okay. Do I have a motion for the appointment of the vice chair?
A motion for Tom.
I second that. All those in favor? Aye. All right. I'm still chair. Tom's vice chair. Next on the agenda is the approval of meeting minutes for the HARB meeting from November 5th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
So seconded.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries. And now into the meat of it, applications for board review. We have HARB 2026-01, 407 Midland Avenue. We have a garage studio addition and possibly raising the kitchen roof in the back to an A-frame. If you'd like to come up and present, perfect. Just walk us through, the most important parts of your project, those concerning the sort of exterior of the home.
Sure. I have a few updates for you, I believe, in addition to what Lee, do you have some packets, that's my understanding?
So we have some plans, and then we have this.
No, you don't, I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
However you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then I also have, I appreciated someone shared that colorizing the plans would have been useful, but with the holidays, was not able to go back and forth with the builder as much as I would have liked. So, you will see that in the PowerPoint, and then I actually have, right now, which I'll talk about in the PowerPoint, I have paint samples for you.
Okay.
If you would like.
Great.
Yeah. So, of note, we make no determination on colors.
Oh, I thought it was color.
Nope. Materials.
Oh, okay.
Materials we do, colors we don't.
Nice colors.
Yeah.
I like the
I mean,
colors.
I like them, but that's not official.
I have sample gutters.
Constantine, we do appearance of materials.
We don't do colors though.
We don't do colors, and
Right.
we don't do materials as a type.
Right. Sorry. The appearance of the material.
how-
That's a really good distinction.
The
Thank you.
appearance of the materials and how they fit. We can't dictate.
That's right. Not the actual
Cedar
materiality.
siding,
Not what it's made.
for example, or
not
cedar
what it's
shingles.
made of. What it looks. That's a very good distinction. Thank
Yeah,
you.
correct. Okay, thank you.
So I'm not sure what the.
Sorry, Andy, just to clarify, we couldn't be opposed to, like, let's say vinyl siding?
We could be opposed to the look of it if it looks incongruous with the property or other properties. If it's materially out of sync.
Correct.
But the fact that it's
For
vinyl.
example, if fish scale siding was appropriate in look, you would not have the ability to say Western red cedar
That's right.
fish scale siding is what you have to use.
Yeah.
So, okay. Correct.
Yeah.
And we've had people do man-made products for slate type roofing because they felt the slate look was appropriate, but they didn't do actual slate roof. And so, again, it's kind of walking the line of, does the appearance fit in with the collective that you guys are looking at for the neighborhood and for the district versus we don't have the ability to, our ordinance is not that strict that we dictate material.
Right.
Okay, well, that's good because, how about I walk you through the project, because we've got
Please.
a lot of moving parts. So we've got things that we like, and then we've got some flexibility too, depending on what feedback you'll have. So I guess I'm going off the PowerPoint deck first. So first and foremost, I want to say, I don't know if I'm the first person or one of the first people, I am super excited to be here. The one thing, main message I'd like to get across to you is I and I believe my husband are both very passionate about historic preservation. So we support a couple different nonprofits, so I'm really excited to be here and have the opportunity. And if you are interested, on the first slide, let me try to put this in slideshow, and then maybe, I can't see it on my glasses. We are tracking our whole restoration journey. I put our Instagram handle on there, so you'll be able to see everything. We're perfectly transparent. We know enough. We do our best to educate and research ourselves, but we are learning as we go. So you will see that on the page. So just to give you a sense of the project, and you do have the plans, which we can talk about. We put together a few slides that show the existing buildings surrounding the property. I believe that's part of the application process. So we have our existing buildings and then neighboring homes surrounding it. It's a big project. This house, Coloncina as well. I don't think it's really been significantly touched since probably 1980. So it needs a lot of work. So we're, because of how costly the work is we're doing, we're splitting it into two, phase 1 and phase 2 in terms of the renovations.
Just for the presentation, I would ask if you could just do your house and then your plans and then contextualize with the surrounding properties. I think that'll just be
Okay, then I
better.
might just jump around a little bit on
Yeah,
this.
thank you.
And then I do have a section on materials that, do you want to cover those first or the, okay. So here's our new home. We're very excited about it. You will already see some changes from the outside. We've already started to replace the roof. We're mid-roof replacement. I'm sure you all know this is the roof replacement is a costly endeavor on this house, on this type of house, given the gables and the size. So we've got the shingles in place. We had the permit through that. I don't know if that needed to go through here first. I've got that materials for. I've got samples of that materials for you. So we can talk. That's basically fixed because we've got the shingles are in place, and we're doing some lower level metal seam roofing, which is similar to other houses in the neighborhood on the lower areas. So we're just waiting on that to come in, and then I have samples of the gutters as well. So those are already in process.
Yeah. I believe for that, technically that would also have to go through us, but so we'll just cover it as part of this.
Okay, yeah, so that's in progress.
I think K and Round are both used throughout the.
They are. I'm not saying they're going to be an issue. I'm saying they go through us.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
transparent. We're happy to share any details that's needed on them. We've basically selected based on our preferred color scheme what we'd like to do. So that's front and back. These are the two sides. In this picture, the shingles are redone. So left side, right side, and then this is the impacted area as the focus for this evening. In the back, it's reflected on the plans. This is the front of the garage and the back of the garage. I was able to capture the right side because that is cleared. I did not bring a picture of the left side because it basically butts up against the fence and brush into the, I'm not quite sure if it's the neighbor, I'd have to look at the plan, the neighboring property or the commercial buildings on the side. So that is the property. I can skip these like you'd asked. So our plans are for phase 1, which we are, a lot of the things, just so you can see, I'll start with the right side of this slide. We are clearly investing heavily in the property, in new roofing and new gutters. We're already doing the knob and tube removal. We're in the process of new kitchen, mudroom, powder room construction. We've already installed the new HVAC and plumbing, and then we're also going to construct a new.
Sorry, if I could interrupt. We're going to see if our IT guy can get
Oh,
you,
yeah, I know, I'm sorry, yeah.
get
I
you
mean, okay,
loaded up
whatever
onto
you
the big
prefer.
screen.
I'd have to ask my husband. Okay. So, well, IT's taking care of that.
And I'll say, again, as you go through this, the interior stuff, it's good to know, but we have no sort of view, or we make no determination on interior function, rearrangement, anything like that.
Okay.
So none of that has to go past
Sure.
us.
I just wanted to know the
Yeah.
level of investment. Obviously, we believe in the property, the neighborhood, the township, and we're investing heavily. I don't know, that completely is off now.
So based on the back view here with the fence, the addition will be coming to the right, where the fence juts into the property more?
Yes, and I think, I'm gonna need my reading glasses, but I am aware of the setback line requirement.
That's not us.
Yeah, so just so you know, I am aware, we're looking on, toward the neighboring property, that would be the I think we're in a 10-foot clearance setback, so,
So if I'm looking at the front of the garage, the addition is gonna be to the right. If I'm looking at the back of the garage?
yes.
It's
If you-
to
If you're looking at the
left
front
towards
of the garage,
other-
it's to the right.
Okay.
Yes, there's a better picture. So the front of the garage is like where the garage doors are today. So we basically want to build to the right of it, mindful of the setbacks. And I am aware, obviously, I'm aware of the setbacks, the need to go to the zoning board. So you have the plans, and then what I can share, at least in terms of the materials update, so we would, of course, want the roofing to match the main house. So we would use, I'm gonna have to skip ahead. So that's phase 2, which sounds like we can skip. So this is the roofing materials. It's the Certainty Landmark Pro shingles in this Max Def Espresso, and then we're doing the Everlasting Seam metal in the dark bronze. So if you, oh, thank you for just hooking that up. So if you look at the plans, ideally what I would envision is the garage roof would be the standing seam metal. This here, this portion would be the standing seam metal, and then this would be the shingles. So it would match the house in terms of the roof. Then and same with the gutters, would match that roof. So this is my, well, I guess if you don't care about colors, this might not matter as much, but what has belabored us in terms of selecting the colors is apparently we're one of the few homes still in the township that have the original Pebble Dash stucco unpainted, if you're interested in the materials. So I've been in pretty regular communication with Greg Pritchard of the Radnor Historical Society, and he's really been encouraging us to keep the stucco unpainted. So I think the key message is that our challenge right now is based on our budget, we're not planning on making exterior changes to the main house at this time. So the garage renovation and addition is a little bit ahead of that. So we're doing our best to pick the materials for that, not knowing. Ultimately, our intent is to have them both match, but the garage addition is out ahead. So based on, if you're not interested in colors, I'm pretty passionate about I'm passionate about the colors, this original book, the Bible with the Sherwin-Williams colors. So I share the 2 color swatches. I think from here, it would depend on budget based on the approval. I'd love to see what's hard is I don't know, not ready to do the house. We have heard the original cedar shingles are under there. I would love to restore them. The people are saying that won't be possible because there'll be nail holes in them. So when we get to replace that, I guess we'll decide with the garage. I would love to see the whole property be cedar shingles, but we have not chosen those. If budget does not allow, then we would do, I think you used the term for the siding, which just is like regular siding.
Okay, so on the plans,
What do you
on the
need to
plans
know?
you have just lap siding. So I guess it doesn't really matter, but what material it is again, but just horizontal lap siding.
Right now, it's envisioned like this.
Okay.
I'd love to do cedar shake if we can,
Okay.
if it makes sense as we progress through the
Okay.
process.
And then just the small connector between the existing and the new, the kind of, what is that envisioned to be?
Right now, on these plans, it's a breezeway. We'd like to enclose that, too.
Oh, I see, okay.
So
I
that's
get
all,
it.
it's.
That's just a breezeway, okay.
I think is that the best photo of it? Yeah, so that's the internal.
Yeah.
So, I think at the end of the day, and we will also want to replace the garage doors, but we're not at the point yet where I've selected those, so I guess that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what you need to give a certificate of
Yeah,
appropriateness.
so the way that'll work is, we could grant a certificate of appropriateness for the thing that you're showing us here, right? So if you make further changes down the line, which is totally fine, people have done that, you'll need to come back for another certificate of appropriateness.
So if we decide for cedar shake,
Yeah, actually, could we get out ahead of that, or, yeah?
You can, again, since we do not dictate material.
Right, but the look
Um,
of, the
so-
look of cedar shake will be materially different from the look of lap siding.
Correct.
Right, so
So-
visually, it becomes a
So-
change.
So that if, I would say that's a significant enough change.
That's what that's what
That you would come back.
Okay, that's what I
okay.
thought.
We're not there yet. I think right now, we're hoping to simply be able to proceed with the addition.
Yeah, so
And
maybe,
go to the
so maybe
zoning
in
board.
scope for tonight is the form of the addition.
So my thought is, I've reviewed the back of the house and the windows, and they're the 2/1 on the windows in the back of the house on the second floor, and on the third floor, it's, I think, 9/9. And the windows in the kitchen with the A-frame would be, I'm looking at the picture of the existing home.
This one, this one,
Yeah, those windows.
and this one.
Yeah. Those those windows that reflect to the house would I would think they would want to be a reflection of the house, not something that's just,
Oh, stock 4x4.
just stock
Yeah.
2x2s.
Yeah, well, I'd agree, that's a good point. Right now, the original windows are the existing house, and like we were chatting about before, I don't know if we're gonna
Right,
do
what you're
different-
going to do with them, but at the same time,
That
the
matches.
style of the neighborhood is the 2/2 or 2/1. Isn't it?
This is reflective of the existing house's windows, so. The existing house,
On the second and third floor, they're not.
that one you're referring to, or the ones in the front?
The ones in the front of the addition.
These two.
If you look at the windows in the back of the house, pull up the picture of the back.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good,
could we, sorry, I'm a little lost in this.
Sorry.
I understand what you're saying, I can't find the
Oh.
reference.
where's my
It
back?
says existing home, and then there's the front, and then there's the back.
What am I missing?
Here, pass this to,
Nah, it's okay,
pass this to Constance.
I got it.
It works every time.
Well, I don't know why it's not going, oh, wait.
There it is.
Okay,
So
so,
Tom, you're referencing the 4/1s
The-
on
the-
the second floor?
If they're 4/1s or 2/2s,
I
I'm
can't
not sure.
tell, actually. What are they?
I think they're 2/2s.
2/2s? Oh, that's what I have,
And,
okay.
and the third floor is a 9/9. But,
That's
and the
that's
kitchen
its own
windows
thing.
are small pane, multi-pane as well. So I was thinking that the screen doors are, or the storm doors are storm doors, and there's, most people don't do storm doors in the same manner as the window. But when you take those windows and then reflect to the front of the garage that's going to be facing the house, the windows you're representing in the drawing don't represent the same windows that are represented in the house. That was my point.
Are the new windows, are they not similar to the doubles in the front of the house?
The windows that are shown, that's what I'm confused, but yeah, the windows that are on the
Street side?
front drawing, they are very similar to what's in the garage picture right now.
Yeah, right.
So they
those.
replaced them in the
They're very
50s
similar
and
to
60s
this
with
picture
double,
here.
Yeah, so it's,
These are replacements.
that's,
yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but
The ones in the back probably aren't.
I would say probably the third floor window is original.
it's hard to
we're
say. It's
getting
so hard to
feedback
say.
that they're all original.
I don't think the ones in the front are original.
Well, there's maybe it doesn't look like in these pictures because there's storm windows on them. But from the
I think we would have
inside,
to be there physically to assess it.
Yeah.
for
Huh?
original. That's, I don't know if we can do that from here.
That was just my thought.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
Which way was the guidance though at the end? And now I understand it. Is it that the garage project or the in-law project should reflect what the front of the house looks like or what the back of the house?
That's Tom's opinion. So that is, so,
In a minority usually.
right. So Tom can have an opinion that, you know, he would rather them reflect the rear of the house. I could look at it and say, well, it's basically the same as the front of the house, so I take no issue
Oh, I see, okay.
as presented. So, you know, we could, and Tom might say, yeah, this really matters to me. Or he could say, you know, it actually doesn't really matter. So it could really go either way.
Well, I mean, I think we're,
Just a thought. But if you're gonna replace all the other windows in the rest of the house down the line because
Yeah,
they're
then
not
it doesn't, then it really
effective,
doesn't matter.
then you'll probably use the same style windows then. And I don't know if we have jurisdiction over window style or not.
Absolutely, we do.
do they make new
we have extreme
windows
You-
in
you
all?
have-
Yes,
you
you
have-
can have a.
You have
can
the
have a
ability to
divided
comment on
light.
the appearance of the windows. You cannot select the type, wood versus fiberglass, et cetera.
Right, but
But
divided light is divided light.
Divided light versus
Yes.
no divided light,
Yeah,
you know,
we
6
have
over
say over
6,
that.
whatever it may be, you can comment on that. And just to let you know, there is a few things I want to mention, maybe at the end, just in relation to what I'm seeing here, just as advice going forward.
Good. I mean, I think at this point it's discussion. What else can we share and what other inputs
Yeah.
you
So,
have
so
to
I
incorporate?
guess I just want to make clear, so tonight, you're coming in for a certificate of appropriateness, I mean, for this as rendered, so it'll be the addition as it is. If you want to make siding changes down the line, you'll kind of come back to us, but effectively, yeah, I think the way that I am going to look at it is, you know, if the form of the addition
Oh,
doesn't change and we approve it tonight, you know, again, we'll have another say on appearance of materials, but the form itself will be effectively approved, right?
yes, and
Okay.
well, okay. So if we would go cedar, because I think my long-term vision is we would go in this direction, I know it's just, I'm focused on the color, sorry.
Yeah,
For the
it's tough
garage.
because we, like, for us, we grant a certificate on a specific design choice. You know, we can talk about sort of future intentions, but nothing's binding.
Okay. But so if we decide to switch the garage plan to cedar shake siding, we should come back?
You'll come back, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So as of now, I would agree with you, then we are seeking certificate to proceed with this addition.
Okay.
Just to my other point, I looked at the neighboring houses, and they're all divided light windows in most of the windows that you are shown.
That very
Yeah.
well may be, yeah.
That's divided light.
So you mean divide like, it's at two, it's one,
Sometimes it's 2 over 2.
over 2 or
sometimes
okay,
it's
yes, yes, I agree, okay.
6,
Yeah.
the one, the other, that house has a different style divided light, but it's still divided light.
The crisscross.
Yeah. Actually, I think from my opinion, I would actually side with Tom on this. I think I would prefer to see the 2 over 2 or the 2 over 1. That would be more appropriate. But that's my feedback.
But this is the 2/2, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I
Not
think the
really.
second
I-
floor
I-
above the
that's
patio
sort
is
of
9
1
over
over
9.
1.
I think it's more important that you understand
Yeah,
this
I
than
got,
I.
that's what I'm writing
Yeah.
down. I'm writing what you just said there. So
Yeah, okay.
The 2 over 1 is the preferred style.
2 over 1 or 2 over 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they make them so they make divided light, and then there's multiple ways that you can get them. You can have them with a single pane and the divide in the center of between the two pieces of glass if you're getting double pane, or you can have double pane smaller with a real divide between them and have, that would be 4 panes of glass.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's super, actually, that's super helpful. But it does make me wonder about future projects in the house when we decide that.
Yeah.
Based on,
That's our
based on the
challenge.
structure of the garage. So anyway, that's super helpful, I got it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, I mean, we don't have a construction timeline for this yet, but if we have further questions on the windows as we get to that, you know, because that's going to be down the pike a little bit, is there a way to ask you questions? Like do we have to come back to a meeting, or could I
That's
like
actually a really good
email
question.
these?
Is there a way
Can I just
to
email
ask
somebody?
questions in an informal setting? Nah, yeah.
Typically, you would have to come in front of the board to get the questions asked.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
And
I guess-
hopefully answered.
Yeah, I think from my point, I just don't want to lose a month until the next meeting. Like, if we're ready to pick windows and I have a quick
Well,
question.
that's part of what I wanted to talk to you
Okay.
about.
Okay.
So I don't know if you have, if it's okay to interject right now.
Yeah, absolutely, please.
I don't, looking at this material, I don't know if you've submitted a grading permit yet?
I did not know this is our first time through this.
So for the addition.
We will do that, yes.
For the dwelling unit, we're going to need a grading permit submitted to engineering to calculate impervious coverage,
Yes.
setbacks and things like that. In that process, it'll get a zoning review. There's another thing you could do also, and we can talk after the meeting. We can
Okay.
give you an email for our zoning officer. So I'm looking at this, and one question comes to mind is, we're doing an addition off of a standalone garage with a breezeway connection. I don't know if the zoning officer's gonna look at that as a accessory dwelling unit, and now we have 2 dwelling units on a single-family lot. So number one is, on future drawings, on the kitchen, you want to eliminate the cooktop,
Yeah.
because you cannot have the cooktop in this unit.
Can I ask, if I connect, if the breezeway's not a breezeway, but it's enclosed,
Even if it's enclosed, the point I'm getting to is, the zoning officer may say, you have to enclose it so it's all part of one, or he may say it's fine, in regards to setbacks and all kinds of other things.
yeah, which we could do now, like that in the
But
planning process.
Either answer he gives you, an oven and a cooktop cannot exist. You can have sink, dishwasher, garbage disposal, you can have a microwave, you can have air fryer, plug-in unit. You cannot have a slide-in range, you cannot have a wall oven, because that then meets the definition of another dwelling unit, and it's not it becomes a second dwelling unit, where you have 2 dwelling units now in a single-family lot. And
Not an accessory, it's then not an accessory.
It's not, yeah, so it's not like, it's a fine line. So where if you eliminate the cooking facilities of the oven or the range, it's allowed, you know. In-laws, parents, kids from college or home, stay over there, whatever the arrangement may be. They just don't, you know, and that's just how the ordinance is implied. We don't, you know.
So it's in the, so I would want to read
The
on that a
zoning
little.
officer would go over that
It's
with you.
in the it's in the
So
code,
I
okay.
think there's 2 things you could do. You could do the grading permit application. It'll show the footprint of this, and maybe that would bring the zoning questions. But personally, I can give you Kevin Kachansky's email address. We'll give you his business card.
That'd be great.
And I would take this page and email it to him, and you can include myself on it, and we can get a
That'd be great.
conversation. I had some, I think, maybe with you, some early, I spoke to somebody, I thought maybe on this project, or maybe another. I get this question a lot about finishing off above a garage or connected to a garage, and what do we have to do? You know, obviously, you know, we have to do the fire separation that's needed, you know, and carbon monoxide protection, all the things that we would do anyway with code and construction, but we want to make sure that what's presented gets approved.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, so future drawings don't show the oven or cooktops or anything like that, and we should work together to get an answer about whether that breezeway should be connected or not. And I don't have an opinion either way. I leave that to the zoning officer.
Jill, go ahead, I have a question
One
too.
comment, Ben, it's the ordering of this, can you explain the ordering of the process here?
So if tonight you're approved, if you're approved and get a certificate of appropriateness for this design,
Yeah,
everything I just talked about, you're gonna go through anyway. You're gonna get a grading permit. The zoning review is gonna happen. It won't affect the certificate of appropriateness. That's just part of your package. You'll supply building, electrical, mechanical, electrical permits all bundled together. 2 copies of the drawing, and we would go forward.
So I have an additional question related to that. So I mentioned in the beginning, we are de minimis, breach of the setback in the rear. So we're at 8.5, and from where I
10.
read the quote, it's 10, yeah, the
So
code is
you
10.
have an existing condition
Yes, I do, yes.
with the garage.
Yes.
Again, this would be something we should talk to the zoning officer now about, because in my opinion, and I'm not the zoning officer, but what you're proposing here is not making the pre-existing condition any more egregious.
That was my.
You're actually stepped back farther from the line than the existing structure. And typically, when alterations are done to a existing non-conforming structure, as long as we're not making it more egregious, the zoning officer rules in favor of that. But I have to just always say, I'm not the zoning officer, and I leave it to the zoning officer to make that. By appearance, that backside looks to be your only, I believe your only place where you're tight, and you're not
The garage portion.
on the garage. Now, on the side, you're 811 on the side as well?
Yes, but we can ask the contractor to stay at 10 feet. Like, I don't know why he has it written 8 to 11.
Okay, so you
I
may
mean,
have to
say
go to 10 on that.
Yeah, that's fine, I think.
But again, all these steps happen, and they can all be submitted at the same time, the grading permit, the building permit. If there was significant change to the drawing from what happens tonight, you would be notified, hey, you have to come back, Like if the drawing I got on the building application, when I'm reviewing your plans, all of a sudden, this building's 5 feet shorter, we've lost 2 windows. I'm talking, I've just kind of off, worst case scenario. I would then say, okay, I can go through all of my building code stuff, but this is significantly different than what was approved on January 7th, and therefore we have to go back, So I think, after this meeting, we'll exchange some cards.
Okay, good.
And we could get Kevin involved, and it'd be a good step for you while you're doing the other process. The process of the building permit review, I have 15 days under Pennsylvania code. The grading permit does not have a timeline. So it's when you submit that, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month. It all depends how much work is in front of those people.
I think, I'm confident we can work through that.
I'm just letting you know there's no timelines. So when if you submitted the building permit package to me, and I'm done and I approve it and I sign off on it, we just set it aside, because I can't issue that to you until the grading permit is issued.
And we're not ready to pull permits yet, and I believe the contractor, he wants to do that.
Okay.
I would appreciate the informal discussion. My only concern is if we do need the variance, I want to get on the next board meeting. So,
Correct, that's why I think it'd be
so we could do it
really
informally.
appropriate
Yeah.
tonight, tomorrow, we'll get something emailed to Kevin.
Okay, that'd be great, because if he does want us to present, then we'll get on the agenda. And do it.
Correct.
Otherwise, that would be great if we can handle it without a variance. I think that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, and I think you can be doing those activities while you have the grading permit in, and, because that tends to have the longer timeline.
Okay.
So maybe you can be accomplishing other things, and obviously, time is money, and you're trying to be efficient.
Yes.
So we'll talk after the
Okay,
meeting.
that's great. That's much appreciated.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Okay.
the free feedback.
All right, thank you, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Any,
Andy, if they keep the proposed structure, right now it's like a little over 700 square feet, I think. If they kept it under 500, would that trigger zoning? Grading?
So, no matter what, we have to go to get a grading permit. What the square footage triggers is how the impervious coverage triggers is how we handle stormwater.
Right.
Under 500, nothing really gets done with it. It's a minor grading permit. 500 to 1,500 or 1,499, you treat the stormwater in a certain manner, and then anything over 1,499 square feet and over is a full-blown recharge system, or where actually you're doing perk testing, and you've got, that's the most involved.
I'm just saying, if you were able to find 200 square feet that you could reduce from this structure, it would eliminate some of the stormwater requirements.
Yeah, the
For some
stormwater
of
requirement,
these- sorry,
at
real quick.
700 feet isn't gonna be, a lot. You may,
Okay.
you may have to dig a trench with some crushed stone and capture the water coming off of this building. Once you get to what I call level 3, the 1499 or higher, it gets more involved.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna be
We're
there.
not, we
No.
don't have the
Yeah.
room.
Okay.
You're not
I
gonna
don't
be
see
there.
how we'd ever get there.
All right,
To me,
so-
looking at this
I'm
number.
just saying, the scale's just a little bit inappropriate to me, and you're encroaching on the setback. So maybe you do reduce it somewhat so you get to the 500 square feet. That's the only
Yeah.
consideration I'm making.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'd move it forward. I mean, these are my questions. If we would, for some
Yeah.
reason, they wouldn't agree
Again,
to a variance,
I
I'd
think
first
we
try
could
to pull it
proceed.
forward.
I think the board could vote on this, because I believe the mechanisms would be in place, that if there was a significant change due to other review processes that the plan would go through, that we would have the ability to say, no, you have to go back. And again, that's on my review of the final plans for building. The last thing I do is then check it against what was approved tonight, and it has to match. So that mechanism would safeguard, the board missing the chance to comment again. So I think if you want to comment tonight on this, and either, up or down, it's up to you, you can do that. And anything that happens beyond that, we have the ability to come back.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? No. Okay. Do I have a motion for a certificate of appropriateness as presented?
What about Tom's windows, though?
Well, the window issue is if it's appropriate for me or to me for this, if the divided light windows are part of the plan.
Right.
Oh, that's right, yes. Same. Yeah, so,
So with the new, I don't think you need to come back next month to show another plan with divided light windows, because there are divided light windows in the front that you can use, or on the back that you
Yeah.
can use as a guide. But if you say that you're gonna use the divider light windows in the front of the garage, that would work for me, and I would vote
Yes,
for a
which
certificate of
we
appropriateness for that.
Yeah.
agreed to do
yeah,
that.
that's right, okay, yeah, and
Let me write that up.
Yeah,
it gets taken care of.
it's like a caveat.
So
Yeah,
to
with-
the
with
certificate of
divided light
appropriate, yeah.
windows
Condition.
As the design exists on the drawing, I motion for a certificate of appropriateness.
And I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to present.
Okay. The last thing on our agenda is adjournment. Motion to adjourn. Somebody second it. So passes. Thank you.